what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy it. All right. DJ Pickett, I mentioned LSU and Oregon coming to blows once again. And what I'm referencing here is the recruiting trail. As DJ Pickett, a 5-star plus corner. Ugh. Remember, that means that you are a consensus 5-star in every major recruiting outlet. A 5-star plus corner. DJ Pickett's the number 1 corner in the 2025 class. Corey Raymond has been going hard on him since he got the job, since day one. And, well, DJ Pickett has named his final 3. He's due to commit here in 8 days on July 17th, and it's LSU, it's Miami, and it's Oregon. Miami seems to be lagging behind. Pickett's father was very honest in an interview where he basically said, look, you know, we got to see with Miami. Do they have any momentum, or is it going to be same old Miami? Unfortunately for the Hurricanes, his original commitment date was set in October. Since it's been bumped up and you combine his father's quote, obviously that means Miami won't have a chance to prove that they're not going to be regular Miami, which means Miami's probably not the choice. Yeah. And look, Pickett loves Corey Raymond. Here's what he said, quote, me and Coach Raymond, me and his relationship is like none other. I feel like he cares for me even when I'm not committed to the team or school yet. He's just a person who really cares for me and someone I can feel like I can go to about anything. I liked LSU before Raymond even got there, but once he left Florida and he went to LSU, it was a no-brainer to go visit and see how everything is. He said, once I visit, I would love it. He says, I learned a lot at LSU about the atmosphere. A lot of people tell you about the environment of it. It's basically like my hometown. That's another plus for me. It's somewhere I feel comfortable at. LSU, there's a lot of cool people there, and the food is good. He has visited LSU 5 times in 5 months. And interestingly, going into a string of official visits to Alabama and everywhere else, LSU was thought to be, by recruiting experts, Jake, they were thought to be in the lead. However, post officials, Steve Wiltfong saying on July 3rd, if the decision was today, I'd ride with the Ducks. And in case you missed it, LSU just lost 5-star corner, LSU and Ohio State just lost 5-star defensive back Dorian Brew to Oregon. Remember, this was a battle, Jake, that was painted as just LSU and Ohio State the entire time. Because Brew's mother, which one was here? His dad was an All-American track star here. I believe his mom at Ohio State. So you figured that, and everything through recruiting seemed like that was going to be one of the 2 schools. All of a sudden, Oregon comes out of nowhere. Bam, Ducks get him. DeCorian Moore, number 1 wide receiver in the country. He decommits. Okay, well, he's probably going to Texas. That makes sense. Yada, yada, yada. Where's he end up? Oregon. So they took a recruit out of the DB room that you desperately wanted. They took your number 1 wide receiver. And now DJ Pickett, who you thought to had the lead on a month ago, here in 8 days, we'll find out if Oregon takes him too.
This happens in recruiting as far as a team gets one guy and then they kind of get hot in recruiting and they're expected to have a big year on the field as well. Then it becomes in vogue and then it becomes, wait a minute, hold up. I wasn't looking there before. I have an offer from there. I want to go take an official visit. And Oregon's a place that I am sure that an official visit plays really well there. All the things that they have to offer. Now, you still, have a chance here because recruiting predictors have LSU and Oregon 1 and 2, Miami now number 3, and Miami was number 2 for a long time.
Miami feels like they're out of it.
It does.
Maybe.
It does. So now you're fighting against Oregon. Now, Oregon, a long way away from Florida. Like that's, that is something that is probably playing into your benefit. Now, not everybody does that. Not everybody uses that metric as far as how far somewhere is from your hometown. But, if you want to play in the SEC, if you want to play against the best, like LSU is a great option for you. So, you have to use all those things, and you know that. But I would say, honestly, if I was going after Pickett, hey, we were DBU for a long time.
Yeah.
We were the place that when you looked up in the NFL, the best played at LSU. Okay? We're no longer that right now. What did we do to try to get back to that? We brought back the godfather of DBU, Corey Raymond. You can be the guy that starts it back. You can be the guy that is the next Pat Peterson. Like all those selling points that you have if you're LSU, I think you have a lot to offer somebody like Pickett. So
that is the exact angle. Pickett talked about that. That is what they are selling him on, being the guy that rebuilds DBU. The issue is, what is that? How does that hold up against the pressure of Phil Knight's money? Xevo Marzwani says in the chat, Phil Knight giving out blank checks, question marks. Well, here's a quote from your boy, Jake, Rick Neuheisel. Quote, it's no secret that Phil Knight is supplying Oregon with unlimited NIL resources as he, quote, desperately wants to see a national championship at now 86 years old. And it's what we talked about yesterday. If you're Phil Knight, you're 86, you have everything you want in the world. If you can spend $20 million a year if you want funding Oregon, if you want to make yourself feel better about it, you could say, well, I can't take it with me. Or you could just say, well, I mean, look at NFL owners. Their payroll's like 200 something million a year. And I know they get returns or whatever, but like you get the point, right? Like it's easy for Phil Knight to justify giving this money. And yeah, Neuheisel basically saying he is. And so can you manage to somehow get Pickett when I would almost guarantee that they're just able to offer more money?
The NIL valuation for Pickett is $380,000 right now. To kind of give you an idea, he is 25th in high school rankings in NIL rank. Now, number one player in NIL rank is Bryce Underwood.
Yeah.
Another LSU commit who right now the valuation $1.3 million.
That's the thing is, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised at all, though, if Pickett's getting closer to $1 million of an offer from Oregon. Like I know these NIL valuations, I feel like are tough to. It's tough to know like how accurate they are. We just don't have the information of what kids are actually being offered.
That's everything in high school recruiting.
Yes, exactly.
5-star
right?
plus. Like,
No. On the macro,
that's
that stuff is accurate. That is accurate on the macro. Yes, if you look at draft picks, if you look at all conferences.
I wouldn't say draft picks.
What do you mean? Yes, there's all kind of numbers about how if you're a 5-star, you're like 33 times more likely to be a first-round pick than than a 2 or 3-star. It's not to say that there's not exceptions to the rule, but on the macro, recruiting services work.
Plus.
And then Brian LaPlace asking, where is Oregon versus LSU in the blue chip ratio? Overall, I believe Oregon's slightly ahead or maybe slightly behind. But for this class alone of 25, they're both first in the country. They both have 15 commits. They both have 14 4 or 5 stars. Only Oregon has 3 5-stars to your 2. So, I mean, literally the guy that they cook in Corey Moore.
Grit ratio.
I don't think that grit ratio is going to correlate to wins as much as you think it is.
I think it is. Who won the national championship last year?
Michigan did. Who again? Blue chip ratio.
Very low on the little blue chip chart.
Above 50%, the cutoff for sure.
Well, hell, 50%. It's failing grade.
You're right. I don't think you're right, dude. You're right.
Thank you.
I don't think Georgia and Ohio State and Alabama's gonna be that good this year. That stuff's all overrated, dude. That don't mean anything.
Overrated and too-rated is two different things.
Having the best players doesn't mean anything. You're right. That's a salient point. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.